Hello and welcome. You're watching Hindustan Times. Sexual violence against women on social media is at the center of a major public conversation in Germany. It was sparked by the case of Collien Fernandes, a German actress and TV presenter, who accused her ex-husband, actor Christian Ullmann, of years-long online sexual violence, including creating fake profiles in her name to engage hundreds of men in explicit conversations using AI-generated content. To get us more on the story, Thomas Prow, correspondent with DW, is joining us from Berlin. Thomas, good to have you. What are the strongest public reactions you've seen in Berlin to Collien Fernandes' allegations against Christian Ullmann?
Indeed, what we're seeing in Berlin and more broadly also in Germany is a very emotional and significant public response to Fernandes' allegations. In the days following her statements, thousands of people gathered at the Brandenburg Gate, so right here in central Berlin, to demand stronger protections against both digital and physical sexual violence. It brought together several thousand participants and was directly inspired by Fernandes' case. Feminist organizations organized the protest both to show their solidarity with all victims and also to express their rejection of any kind of sexual digital violence. At the demonstration, it became clear that for many, this wasn't about one isolated, high-profile incident, but rather about a bigger issue that includes legal battles and also appropriate institutional protection. Beyond the protest, there's also been a visible wave of solidarity from celebrities and public figures who have publicly expressed support for Fernandes as more and more details have come out. This collective reaction from crowds on the streets to statements from well-known personalities shows just how deeply the case has struck a nerve here in Germany.
Also, how might this controversy push for changes in Germany's laws on AI-driven digital violence?
That's actually very important politically, because politically the case is accelerating conversations about legal reform in the country. What's particularly striking is that Collien Fernandes filed her criminal complaint not in Germany but in Spain, where the former couple has a second residence and where the legislation is seen as being significantly more advanced than in Germany when it comes to combating sexual violence. Her complaint there includes allegations of domestic violence, disclosure of confidential information, public insult, and Spanish authorities are now investigating. And the investigation, according to German magazine Der Spiegel, which was the first to reveal the case in the first place, is in its early stages, and Ullmann is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. Now, the fact that her case had to be filed abroad and not here in Germany has added to public pressure in the country, because essentially what it highlights is that there are limitations in the legal framework when it comes to digital violence specifically. In response to the public outcry, Germany's Minister of Justice announced an expedited initiative aimed specifically at strengthening laws around AI-driven abuse, including pornographic deepfakes. And this move would actually mean that anyone who uses AI to create fake images of another person, such as those containing pornographic material, could face up to 2 years in prison in the future. Basically, what this case is showing is the need to update legal systems and criminal codes to include threats that come hand in hand with technological advancement. Yes, AI can have positive elements too, but here, technology allegedly enabled violence, not in an abstract way, but in a very real form.
And what kind of impact has this case had on wider discussions about online abuse?
This case specifically is broadening the way Germany talks about online abuse. For one, it's brought mainstream attention to how AI tools can turn digital harassment into something far more invasive. Fernandes' allegations describe a pattern involving deepfake pornography and fake profiles, just to name a few elements. Thanks to this case, the discussion has expanded from simply acknowledging digital harassment to asking deeper structural questions. How can victims be protected earlier and better? What kind of legal framework needs to be in place to tackle AI-generated content that violates personal rights, especially as technology advances so quickly. How can governments ensure that intimate partner violence is recognized and prosecuted even when it takes place primarily online? These are just some of the questions that are shaping public debate now in Germany, and from that perspective, the Fernandes' case has become more than a scandal involving a celebrity couple. For many, it could become a turning point in how Germany understands key issues around technology, abuse, and accountability.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for your report from Berlin.